Hello, everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the Wayward Lasses, All the Things podcast. I am your forever host, Brittany, joined by our mother, Amy.
Hello, daughters.
Hello, mother, and my sister, Courtney.
Hello, sister.
Hello, sister. All right, guys, so before we hop into today's episode, since I love the word hop, we are going to be talking about getting out of your comfort zone, which is something that all three of us have had to deal with and learn to overcome as we are on our own entrepreneurial journeys. Mom, have you learned how to say that word yet?
Journey for entrepreneurs.
Very good, very good. So before we talk about that as our topic for this evening, we have some trivia. And Courtney is the one with the trivia, not Mom. So let's see how this goes.
Oh, wait, let's go. On a scale of 0 to fun, I want the listeners to tell us what you think of Courtney's trivia.
Mom, you're holding a grudge, I feel like.
Oh.
I feel like it's a grudge now.
It was good. We had a great time last time with the trivia.
You did, and you kept saying fun as if saying this is fun would make it more fun. And I think it did. I think it made it more fun. You did good, Mom.
Good. You did great.
Anyway, so for tonight I have movie trivia.
Ooh.
Because that's my favorite, movies and songs. Anyway, first question, doing 3 questions. First question, which 2 actors have portrayed Professor Charles Xavier in the X-Men films? Oh, come on.
Jude Law.
No, oh God, do I need to pick a different
Oh,
topic?
Patrick,
Swayze.
Patrick. Star Trek, Patrick.
Mm-hmm. Yes, accurate.
What's the first letter of his last name?
S.
Swayze. No, Stewart. I was just kidding.
Mm-hmm. Come
on, and the bald guy. Oh, is that the bald guy?
That is the bald guy.
Yes. In the newer films, there's a young Professor Charles Xavier.
Oh. I thought it was Jude Law. Oh, that's young. He plays young.
Magneto. Oh, no, he's not. It's not Jude Law.
No, he's in Harry Potter. He plays the young, I almost said Gryffindor. What is his name?
Do I get half credit?
The headmaster.
Jude Law. Oh, Dumbledore.
Yes, he plays the young Dumbledore. I have no idea. I've not seen the newer X.
James McAvoy?
Who are you?
I know James McAvoy. You do know him. You do.
I know. He was in a scary movie. Not scary. It was a thriller movie. He was good.
Yeah. The split personality one.
Yes.
Yeah. Split. It's called Split.
Oh, there it is.
Oh.
All right.
I wouldn't have known that, though.
I'm sorry. I thought you'd know that one. Forgive me. All right,
I got half a point, though.
It was good. You did good. What legendary British rock guitarist plays Jack Sparrow's dad in Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End? Really? I'm disappointed.
God, wait. No,
Keith Richards.
Keith Richards.
Good.
What
I got
band?
it?
Rolling Stones.
Very good, Mom.
I got it. Now it's 1-1.5.
Oh, please. Okay.
Okay, I will give you a half for that. So it's 1-1. Here's the tiebreaker.
All right, here we go. Oh boy. Now I don't know if you can know this one. You guys have me questioning how well you know movies. I don't know now. All right. Which actor has played a legendary vampire, an imprisoned wizard, and a police commissioner?
Tom Cruise.
Negative.
Say the things again.
Say the thing again.
A legendary vampire.
A legendary vampire, an imprisoned wizard, and a police commissioner.
Is it Gordon? The guy who plays Commissioner Gordon in the Dark Knight movies?
Yes.
That guy? Mm-hmm. Oh, what the heck is his name? What's the first letter of his first name?
G.
Gerald.
Gary
Oldman.
Yes. Gary
Oldman?
Played, yes. He was Bram Stoker's Dracula. He played Sirius Black in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban in the Harry Potter movies, and he played Commissioner Gordon in The Dark Knight.
I didn't realize he was Sirius Black.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I want trivia.
All right, next time we're going to do song trivia because I feel like that's the most fun.
I think, yes.
Finish the lyric.
Mom, so on a scale of 1 to fun, how fun was Courtney's trivia?
I wasn't very fun. I see you guys.
I thought it was fun.
You're going to be a little more excited about these movies.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was good. I just don't really know actors very well.
I should have done my movie quotes, maybe, is what I should have done.
Whoa, my face gets super bright when I change the screen. Okay, I probably would have been worse at movie quotes. Who knows? All right, so let's jump into today's episode, getting out of your comfort zone. And like I was saying earlier, now that all three of us are on our own entrepreneurial journeys, it has taken some pushing to get us out of our comfort zones to kind of do the things that we need to do in order to be successful with our businesses. So, does one of you kind of want to take the lead on this?
I can take the lead.
Excellent.
So, thank you.
I can do that.
I can take the lead. So, stepping out of your comfort zone, I have to say, I didn't realize how uncomfortable I was with putting myself out there until I actually had to do it. So, part of my small business, my business, is I have to have some kind of social media presence, and being on social media is not really a forte of mine. So I've had to start posting things about myself, and that makes me feel a little vulnerable, to be honest. And I think more than that, I have a lot of fear of being judged, maybe fear of not even just rejection, because I really am pretty confident that if people had negative things to say, I would just be like, okay, bye. I don't have a problem with that. But really, it's like judgment, because you're really putting yourself out there and you start wondering, what are people going to think if I post this? Not even just with the business, but just posting in general, some things, especially when I start talking about the Bible or other things that are on my heart, I get nervous before I press that, post button. What are people going to think? Are they going to judge me? Are people going to think less of me or whatever? So it's been a real, not stumbling block, because I haven't necessarily stumbled, but it's been a real challenge for me. It still is, to kind of break that, what's the word? Break the ice?
Cycle?
Break the cycle, get warmed up to the idea of having to put myself out there. Have you guys experienced that at all? Specifically on social media, I'm talking about.
So real quick, I'm sorry. In the middle of that, Lucy decided to come over and start attacking my arm. So I don't know if you saw me trying to fling her off.
Oh, yeah. I did. I was like...
Sorry, I was listening. Mom, did you want to go first? Because I can answer.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So I went through a phase of caring always what people thought about me. I would feel like that was high school, maybe beginning of college. And then something just clicked where I don't care what you think about me anymore. And it took a while to kind of get there. So I would say for me, when it comes to social media, I don't necessarily care what people think, but it is difficult to post stuff about yourself. Because I agree with you. In my business as well, it makes sense to have a social media presence. That is the biggest way to kind of get people to drive business to your business. And the only way to do that is to not just post about it, because if you're just always going to be salesy on your social media, people aren't really going to care. So one of the things that all three of us have discussed, especially with the podcast, was making sure people have an insight into who we are. What is our story, right? And posting on stories. And that's something also that we talked about with the podcast is if you looked back at all of our posts from the last 2 years, you don't have no idea who we are. We just post quotes and then we post about our guests. Nobody really knows who we are or what we do. So this season, if you look at our Instagram or Facebook pages, you'll notice that we're starting to post stories of what each three of us is doing every day. We're having posts and reels that we're also including us talking to you guys. And I feel like just in general, it is scary at first to do that. But at the same time, especially if you're having a business, people are going to want to know who you are. Why would I buy from you? Right? Well, not even putting the business up front. Let's just like, here's what I'm doing. Right? Here's me like drinking my gallon and a half of water, like, and ask a question and get people engaged. And when people are starting to engage with you and seeing what you're doing, they get interested in your story. And then every now and then post about your business, people are going to be more inclined to want to jump on board or whatever it is with your business, because they've invested time into what your story in your life is. So I agree with you, Cord. It is a little awkward kind of putting your stuff out there. But yeah, I went on a huge tangent. Mom?
So, comfort zone with posting and just social media in general. I don't have a problem like posting and letting people know how I feel and think. The challenge for me, and maybe this comes with like people in my age group, is actually posting pictures of yourself. So, I forced myself to, you guys know, I would always post motivational quotes. That was my thing. But now I decided to go a different route and find my favorite quotes or quotes that spoke to me that day and get on video and share with everyone the quote, and then maybe give a little personalization as far as what it means to me or how it impacts me. Getting on video, here's me. Hi, stop. Hey, oh, let me fix my hair. And it's, I guess to a degree, again, speaking to people in my age group, you want to look like you haven't aged or you haven't changed since the last time that you spoke to somebody. So I guess in a way you are like wondering what people are going to start thinking of you. But I've only done 2 or 3 so far. My gym workouts are fine because you really don't see me. And truth be told, like if I am in a view and I'm like, oh God, that looks horrible. Let's cut that piece out. I would like to get to the point where I don't care. But the very fact that I'm starting to take videos of myself, and the less times that I hit delete and start all over again, the better off I'll be. But it really is getting out of my comfort zone. It's something I'm not very comfortable with doing, because obviously each one of us, when we look into the camera, we see like all these, what's this, or my face, or my hair, or the way I smile, or the imperfections, or like me every now and then, I'm like, oh, when I'm just listening to everybody, my mouth like drops it, so you guys picked
We
up.
had to train her on that. Like, Mom, fix your face.
Fix my
Her
face.
listening face is like.
But yeah, that is something, because we have committed, all 3 of us, to posting more. So like Brittany said, past seasons, you didn't really know us. Sure, you saw the still pictures of us, but what do you know about us? What do we like? What do we like to do? How do we spend our time? What's important to us? And you're not going to know that by us just posting quotes or showing pictures of our guests. So hopefully you guys will have insight into who we are. Relatable, right? Yes. Anyways, I went off on a tear there. Sorry.
Well, I can add in, though, some positives on the posting. So we talked about how it makes us a little uncomfortable. We talked about how it's a little awkward. But on the upside, I have connected in the past week with people I haven't spoken to in years. And we've had some amazing conversations. We've been catching up, and it's feeling really good to be able to reconnect with people. And the second thing is, I had a massive migraine yesterday. I could barely look at my computer. And I just posted a little thing like, help. Somebody give me a recommendation to get this migraine away. And people just came flooding. Like, I got insane amount of comments of remedies, and some of my friends like private messaged me and gave me tips, and I was just blown away, because I think what I'm finding is my fear of being judged is not founded. It's not based on anything. In reality, what's happening is the people who are coming out to comment and to support me are trying to help. I'm finding that people are being a lot more generous and a lot more helpful than I originally anticipated. So that's an upside of starting to, I guess, share yourself on social media with others. People really
Yeah.
surprise me.
Yep, and I would just like to piggyback off of what both of you said. The whole purpose of the Wayward Lasses is to provide real content for real women at every age and stage in life. So I know there are times where I'll take a picture, I'm like, ugh, what is that? Like, let's do that again, right? But then at some point, I'm like, you know what? Screw it. Like, this is the real me. This is what's going on right now. This is what I look like. I'm just going to put it out there because it is real. And that was the whole reason why we started this, is because there are so many people that have podcasts or YouTube channels. There are so many people who say this is how you do it, and they're already successful, and they already look amazing, and they've already lost all the weight, and they already XYZ all these things. Well, we're not there yet. We're in our journeys, and we want to share the realness of that with you. So I think that's another part of it that kind of gives me some comfort when I'm posting is like this is what we're doing. This is what we're going through, and this is how the journey is.
Yeah.
Just to add to that too, typically people will post the best parts of their life, right, on social media, because who wants to post like when I roll out of bed, or when I have a migraine, what I look like, or my house is a mess type of thing. But like you said, Brittany, and I love that you say that, to just remind me, we want to be natural, right? So of course we're going to have some pictures that we take and we're like, oh, but I think at least I'm starting to get over that, and then just post, well, this is me, take me or leave me.
Yeah. So I did want to kind of go into some challenges and reasons that typically keep people in their comfort zones. So if you guys have, I can just go ahead and list them off, and we could go through them one by one, or as I say them, you can let me know. But so these are going to be reasons typically why people stay in their comfort zones. So the first one is going to be fear of failure and rejection. And that's kind of something, Courtney, that you were talking about, of like, oh my gosh, I got to put myself out there. What if someone, doesn't like me? What if someone shoots me down? Then you have the fear of the unknown. Okay, well, I did it. Now what? Like, what happens now? And I think, Courtney, you kind of also mentioned that. You just put that you had a migraine and you didn't know it was going to happen, but you had a flood of onset of people trying to help you. Fear of imposter syndrome. We've talked about imposter syndrome on the podcast before, and I think anybody who is anybody at some point feels that they've had imposter syndrome. Like, who am I to be posting? I'm not one of these influencers. I don't have a huge following. What am I doing? Like, posting about my story about my day. Who cares? But you never know. Just for me to say onto that, you never know whose life you're affecting by the things that you post that day. Another challenge or reason why people stay in their comfort zones is loss of control, vulnerability, and time commitment. And Courtney, we were talking about that before the podcast. So did you guys want to embellish a little more on some of these challenges or reasons why people typically stay in their comfort zones?
I'll say it sounds like I have all of them.
Just like
You're like, and Courtney, you've experienced this, and Courtney, this is also holding. This has been a very eye-opening podcast episode for me, everyone.
I think time commitment. Time commitment is a big one, and it's no push on you, Court. I'm losing my words today, man. It's not a ding on you, Courtney. Time commitment. I think depending on where you are and what stage of your life, right, is going to dictate what you can and cannot do. Sometimes when you're coming out of your comfort zone, it's going to take a little bit more time on your part to do X, Y, and Z. But by the same token, you have to do what you feel is a higher priority, what you're willing to commit to certain activities in order to get far. If it's not the right time for you, then it's not going to be the right time for you. I'll give you a for instance. When you guys were little, right? I could have excelled in my career, but what that meant was time away from you. So I was comfortable where I was right now. I liked the way my life was, and I wasn't willing to spend any more time away from you guys than I already was with working that 9-to-5 job. So, but I knew that was something that I committed to, as far as I'm not going to go for that at this time. So I knew that in order to do so, it would require more time of me, more time away from you guys. So I was just willing to stay in this little spot for the time being. And when the time was right, when you guys got older, then I would pursue those other things.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And I think we've honed in on social media for this because for all three of us, that was us getting out of our comfort zones. Like, if anything, I was just like reposting things on Facebook or like sharing old memories. I never was this active on social media before. So I think for all three of us collectively, getting out of our comfort zone was social media. But by all means, there are tons of other ways. What am I trying to say? There are tons of other ways that you can get out of your comfort zones. Like, your comfort zone might not be social media, right? It could be something completely different. So just wanted to put that out there. It's not just all social media, but the reason why we're focusing on social media is all three of us are currently stepping out of our comfort zones by being active on social media.
Right. And
I can think of another one. Oh, go ahead. I'll go after you. Nope.
No, I was just going to say, I think this is also where what we talked about last week, building up your strong support system. This is where this comes in because having you guys or having the mentors that I have with my business on my side, supporting me and encouraging me is what gets me to keep going. And it sounds funny because you don't post for likes. However, when you see the likes or when you see the encouragement come through, it does boost your confidence and it does encourage you to keep going. So just wanted to tie that back into this goes right hand in hand with having a strong support system is a good way to help you get out of your comfort zone. So
yeah, I think that handles like half of that list. Fear of failure and rejection. Well, you already have a strong support system. So no, fear of the unknown. Even if any of that happens, you have your strong support system to fall back on. Yeah, I think you're completely correct. Building that strong support system is really going to handle a lot of these challenges that keep people typically in their comfort zones, for sure.
Sorry, Mom, go ahead.
I was just going to touch on another area. We talked about social media, but y'all know that physical fitness is a big thing for me. So I want to touch upon getting out of your comfort zone as far as going to the gym. I know there's a few people out there I've spoken to. I don't want to go to the gym. I see all those people out there. I don't want them to see me what I look like. And you know what? When I go there are a few people who actually go there, some men and women who will go with makeup on and whatnot, and men who will go and piles of cologne. And I'm like, oh, that smells really good. But why are you wearing cologne when you're working out? People who are there, who are truly there to work out. I mean, when I go there, I have to go to the gym. I'm in this state of mind where I don't even know that you're talking to me because I'm so focused on what I'm doing. And actually what ends up happening is that people will actually come to you. Brittany, when you were working out with me that one day, they were like, are you a personal coach or something? Like, you know what you're doing. What I actually did is, and you guys are probably qualified because you've been doing so many different programs to step it up, go to the gym and start working out there. Watch the videos. Look at the form. Like, take videos if you have to. Who cares if somebody sees you taping yourself at the gym? You're doing it to see if your form is correct. But I think that's an area where a lot of women especially fear going to the gym because, well, who's going to look at me? I don't want anybody to see what I'm doing. Believe me, everybody's in the same boat when you go to the gym. I see people who do the strangest things, and I look at them like, Then you just go about and do your own thing. You will eventually learn, trust me. If not a personal trainer in the gym will say something, then somebody who cares about right form is just going to come up to you and say something. So wanted to put that one out there.
Yeah, I like that you bring that up. Me, I just don't know. I'm sure I could learn how to use all the equipment, but I feel very comfortable in my garage doing my little videos with my own workout stuff. But to kind of piggyback off of that, I think something that could help those who are afraid to get out of their comfort zone and go to the gym is that mentality of people are going to make fun of me. And I like what you said, Mom, is if you see somebody struggling, offer your help and your support versus like, I don't know, laughing or making fun and this and that. I think that's what a lot of people are afraid of, is that vulnerability of, okay, I'm going to go try this. I have no idea what I'm doing. How much of a fool of myself am I about to make? What if I fail? why am I even here at the gym? Because everybody else looks like they're in great shape already. You know, I need to like work out before I come to work out. So I'm glad you brought that up. It's definitely scary to kind of get out there. I think that's one of the reasons why I don't like going to the gym was that fear of getting out of my comfort zone. Then I just made myself my own home gym.
Yeah. Makes sense.
That's what I did. I have a home gym.
All right. So, sorry, Courtney, do you have something you want to say on that?
No, not on that. I was going to bring up another point that you brought up before.
Oh, go ahead.
One of the things you mentioned before was imposter syndrome. And I know I feel that when I have to make new friends, specifically when it's parents of my kids' friends. And you get to that awkward play date. If there's any moms listening who have to do the play dates or the mommy and me classes, or you're joining the PTO at the school. For me, I wouldn't take my kids to any of those things before because I was so incredibly awkward with meeting new people. And there was a little bit of the imposter syndrome in there. Like, I don't belong here. I'm not what these people think I am. But there was also just like that awkward small talk. Have you ever had that experience where you just don't know what to say? Like, oh, wow, the weather, like, man, it's really cold. You know, like you get stuck on because you're not just going to out the bat be like, hi, how are you? Are you married? Do you have, how many kids do you have? Where do you live? So you don't want to do that. But at the same time, you don't just want to be that person that's commenting on the weather. So it's finding that natural conversation between people that you might not have anything in common with, or you might end up finding this is your new best friend. So I don't know if anyone listening or if you ladies have experienced that before, but that's another big one for me.
Oh yeah. That's going to be like a whole other episode that we need to get into. But I think it's a mix of imposter syndrome and just like, I don't even know what to say. Like,
it really is.
Where's north from here? Oh wow, look at that! Yeah. Look at the trim. I love the trim. But I think it comes in a couple facets here. Imposter syndrome of am I actually really good at my job? And when I talk about it, do I sound like I know what I'm talking about, or do I sound like a fool? Because you just do it every day. Especially us, we work from home, so we're just in our own little worlds. We're doing our work. We are successful at what we do at work, but I found, and this is going to be a whole other episode as well, I lack human interaction here by myself all day. So then, your human interaction, Courtney, your husband's there, but it's mainly children, right? Yes. And so we're with these same people every day. I'm by myself typically, but then when we go out, we're just like, oh, like, what do I say? I have no idea what I'm talking about. So yeah, I think it does give you kind of imposter syndrome of, should I even be asking these questions? But yes, that happens to me often. And I think you just need to get comfortable with just, how have you been? How are you? Like, where do you work? Oh, did you live here before? I learned to just keep asking questions, and use that to kind of talk and make that conversation back and forth. But no, I definitely know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting better. But funny story, I went out with friends and I started referring to their tummies. And I was like, I don't have enough adult conversation. I'm saying potty and tummy way too much and there are no children present. Like, so exactly what you said, the people I have around me are little children all the time. So it makes making friends as an adult though is not the same as making friends as a child. It is a completely
definitely not
ball game. Yep. So, but try guys.
Yep. Definitely.
It's worth it.
Yes. Okay. Anybody else on the challenges and the reasons why people typically stay in their comfort zones? All right. So I was going to move over to some rewards for getting out of your comfort zone. And I'll just go through these and we can elaborate on them after I say them all. But personal growth, increased confidence, expanded opportunities, enhanced creativity, and a greater sense of fulfillment. I definitely agree. These are all definitely rewards by getting out of your comfort zone. I can't remember what the quote is, but unless you learn to get out of your comfort zone, you're never going to figure out what else you can do and what else you can achieve. You're just going to stay in this box and that's it. You're going to live in that box. So no matter what your dreams are, what your goals are, what business you want to have, none of that's going to happen if you stay in that box. You have to open that box and jump out of it, climb out of it, whatever it is, get out of that comfort zone and experience new things and do some different things. So,
right.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with all of these.
Mm-hmm. Personal growth is a big one, I think. Because a lot of the times it's the challenge that builds the muscle, right? That's exactly what resistance training is. You are challenging the muscle, and in turn, it grows. So there are a lot of different ways that we can grow internally, physically, all kinds of ways we can grow when we're really pushing and challenging ourselves.
So perfect
Absolutely.
segue there. You talked about muscles. Of course, I always go back to the gym. Sorry. Um, I had surgery on my back, right? I don't know how many years ago, but what ended up happening is because I didn't address it right away, my left leg is always, especially my feet, tingling, right? So I don't really feel confident when it comes to working out and doing like one-legged exercises. I also had surgery on my left knee. So I am afraid to like bend the knee and push it. So as far as you talk about comfort zone can be a lot of things. My comfort zone was when I do squats, I wouldn't go, to 90 degrees. But that was all in my head. When I actually pushed outside of my comfort zone and went to the 90 by using, like I'll do squats by using a bench or just a regular block, whether it be a wooden block or one of the fabric blocks, I would go down and my knee doesn't hurt. That was all in my head, and then go lower and lower and push yourself so that you can get to where you need to have that perfect squat. So increase confidence by pushing myself out of that comfort zone and stop telling myself like you can't do it, you can't do it. Oh, it's gonna hurt, it's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't even like hop on my left leg because I was afraid that my leg would give out. But that was the story that I was telling myself. And once I pushed myself out of that, my way of thinking, I was able to have the confidence to, I can bounce on this now. That doesn't hurt. Or I can squat much lower than I used to. So I think as a result, or not I think, but I know as a result of getting out of my comfort zone, changing my mindset, I was able to increase my confidence when it came to doing different exercises that I never would have pushed myself to do before.
Yeah, it built your resilience too,
Mm,
and taught you how to
absolutely.
conquer your fears. So that's another growth point. You're learning how to conquer your fears, and you're really learning how to be self-reliant and resilient, which is super important. Because going back a little to the social media thing, I shouldn't be worried about what people think. Not that I don't care. I think that we do have to have an element of the type of message and how we're portraying ourselves to others, but I shouldn't allow what people think rob me of my confidence. So I think that pushing yourself past your comfort zones, building that resilience and that self-reliance and that inner confidence is an amazing reward of doing the hard work of pushing past your boundaries and your comfort zones.
Absolutely. I completely agree with all of that. And just want to kind of say, like, for any of these, what does my cat do? My cat's like, she's going crazy underneath me right now. I'm so sorry if you hear that. Um, but once you figure out how to get out of your comfort zone, you will have that greater sense of fulfillment. And I'm not going to lie to you, I've completely lost my train of thought because my cat is going crazy under my desk. So I don't even know where I was going with that. But somebody else take it away while I think on that. Crazy cat. Well, I think I know what I was going to say. Wow, I suck. But anyway, just getting out of that comfort zone, really getting that sense of fulfillment. Something that I would just like my own personal story to share with this is, or even with the Wayward Lasses, we opened up our doors and got guests on the podcast, and we were really, really nervous about that. And the first thing that we did to get people on the podcast is we each posted in a community group that we were in and said, hey, this is who we are. We're looking for people who want to be on it. And that was terrifying to put ourselves out there like that. But we did it. We got a ton of people on the podcast, and some of those rewards, we've met some amazing women. You know, we did that retreat where we rode horses. We, you know, we had dinner with, people. Yeah. So it was incredible. We've met so many amazing women, and we've learned so many amazing stories from those women. I would say that doing that post when we did that a year ago has given me more confidence to post on myself for my own personal business and continuing on with Wayward Lasses. I would say it's definitely given us more opportunities. I mean, look, we met Alexis on this, and now we are business partners together, and you never know who you're going to meet because of those doors that you open for yourself. I would definitely say as well, because we had to put ourselves out there, the three of us have become more creative. We're creating digital downloads now to kind of go with these episodes so you guys can learn from that as well. And I would definitely say I have a greater sense of fulfillment by just overcoming that first step. So I would say, yes, of course it's scary to kind of punch out of that box, out of that safety bubble, but you have no idea what kind of rewards you can reap if you just take that brave step forward. That's what I was going to say.
Good. That was amazing. That was all. That was all in there.
All the things.
Lucy almost robbed us of that. No, I love that.
Anybody else want to?
So, yeah, as far as enhanced creativity goes, from doing the podcast with you ladies, like Brittany said, doing the digital content and just like splicing the videos together and doing transitions, and now doing my social media, I'm adding stickers, I'm adding music. I'm like, oh, this is really fun. Brittany's like, you're taking too long on that. That shouldn't be taking that long. And I'm like, but this is really fun. My point for saying that is I volunteered at work to do like we did a post Christmas or post celebration after the new year when everybody was back at work. And I volunteered to like put the activities together. And one of the things that I did was I asked people to send me their baby pictures and send me 5 fun facts about themselves. And I went into Canva, I took the pictures, and rather than put the words of the fun facts, somebody was like loved photography. So I put a picture of a camera, and somebody read like 105 books in the last 2 years. So I put pictures of books, but I would never have thought to do that had I not taken on this with you ladies. So again, stepping out of your comfort zone, the rewards that I reaped as a result, like I never thought I'd be doing Canva. I never thought I'd be splicing videos together and adding music. It's just, to me, it's fun. And now I see myself not necessarily as an SME, but I know a heck of a lot more than I did a year ago, 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yep, definitely.
Sorry. I was going to say something popped into my mind that might get us off on another tangent. So we might have to continue the conversation maybe on another episode. But while you were talking, I just started thinking about how being in our comfort zone makes us complacent.
Mm-hmm.
And I had an experience. Well, I had joined a small group at my church. I didn't want to, but I had joined a small group at my church over the fall, met some amazing people, and we went on a retreat. And if you guys know me, living in the South is a big step for me. And going out into the wilderness with nature
Bugs.
is not
bugs.
not a Courtney thing. No. And so when they sent us we went on a prayer retreat, and when they sent us the link for where the place was, I looked at it and I was like, oh, I'm not going. And my husband was like, you are going. You put in this much time, you're going. And I'm so happy I went. It was definitely out of my comfort zone, but I ended up making so many new friends, so many connections. And now I'm starting my own small group, and now I'm starting my own business. But I think that there's a danger in staying in your comfort zone, because it puts us in a place of being stagnant, and our routines can sometimes give us this false sense of security. And we don't want to take a risk to ruin that security, and we don't want to fail, and we're just comfortable. So we tell ourselves, oh, we're good, we're fine. But what we're really doing is preventing ourselves the opportunity to grow, and the opportunity to just spread our wings. Like that butterfly story I shared on my stories recently.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't know, it just popped into my head while you guys were talking that we don't want to be complacent. We want to expand our world. We want to learn new things. We want to grow.
Try something new.
Yeah.
I thought about this while you were talking. Me dancing at the booty shop. I was just like, I have no friends. I used to dance, and here's like this thing. Let me just go try this. And it was just completely out of my comfort zone, but so much fun. Met a ton of people. So I'm glad that all three of us were able to share personal experiences of how we've gotten out of our comfort zones and how we have reaped the rewards of that. That's just kind of just goes to show you, for those of you who are listening, take that step. It's going to be hard. It's going to be uncomfortable. And sometimes you might fail. But you never know what you can accomplish, and you never know what will happen unless you try. So the three of us are here more than anything to encourage you to take those steps forward to get out of your comfort zone. I definitely would recommend building that strong support group, because I feel way more comfortable getting out of my comfort zone more often now because the three of us are so close and I have such a strong support network versus just me being on my lonesome by myself. So if you guys at home need a support network and you want to, get out of your comfort zone and join a support network and join a tribe of women or whoever it is, we are here for you guys. We would love to have you become a wayward lass just like us, but we are here to support you, and we would love to hear what is uncomfortable for you and maybe how you plan to get out of those comfort zones. What do you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. And I would even like to challenge each of you to take a small step this week and do something different, do something that, I don't know if you want to say scares you, but do something that you wouldn't normally do. Try maybe as small as trying something new to eat, or taking a different route to work, or starting up a conversation on the Starbucks line with the person in front of you. Do something this week to step out of your comfort zone.
Excellent. Mom, you got anything else?
I don't.
Okay.
I do
awesome.
not have anything.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. As always, it means the world that you are here listening and that you're supporting us. Make sure you follow us on all the things social media. We're on Spotify, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. We are also on Instagram and Facebook. So follow, like, subscribe, all the things. And until next time, we are the Wayward Lasses, reminding you to keep it real. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
Stay classy.